Alright, hey you guys, it's TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Terraformars episode 8, Electrical Organism, I believe. Of course it'll be in the video, but this episode was so awesome, and I think I like everybody. Everybody is so freaking awesome. Like in this episode we get to see Aldof. Well, him and Isabella were fighting because their craft got like bombarded by 50 million, I'm exaggerating, roachmen and, well, terraformers, roachmen, whatever they're called, roaches. And like at first Isabella was taking them out all by herself. So Aldof was like in the craft listening to the other people talking about how much they didn't like their powers and that their powers were useless, blah blah blah. And Aldof was like, well, while you have all this time to complain, you can be thinking of ways to make your power useful, which I thought was pretty awesome. Aldof is pretty awesome. So after that, Aldof told another girl to tell Isabella to get back in the craft because they were about to leave, and he started driving off and they got attacked, and then they fell into a ravine and literally they were surrounded by roachmen. So Isabella and him got out and began to fight. They didn't even really show Isabella fighting, but from what I can tell, she's pretty awesome, because even all the people on the ship were like, I see why they told us to stay in the ship. But while Aldof is fighting, we find out that his creature is the electric eel. So his power is to use, he's able to use the electricity like the electric eel is. And they show like Aldof's backstory, and it is so freaking sad. Like, I was so sad watching this episode. I was so hurt, but like, he just went through so much messed up stuff in his life. I don't understand. Like, it's ridiculous how messed up his life was. Like, he didn't even have a choice being in Terraformars. Well, not being in Terraformars, like being part of the military, they pretty much seized him from his parents and got custody of him and did experiments on him like they did all the other kids. And I guess he was the only one who actually had something to show for it. But Aldof is freaking awesome. He is freaking awesome. And it's so sad. He finally found somebody who he thought loved him, and she cheated on him, and then he took her back, and then she had a baby, and he found out that he wasn't the father. Awesome. And he still told her that he loved her after all of that. But I was just like, wow, that is so sad. Like, and the only memory, like one of the strongest memories he remembers having with his parents was his mom, well, his dad telling him to, or it was his mom telling him to find someone and be happy, like how she had found his father. So Aldof thought he finally found this, and then the love of his life cheated on him, which I can relate to. So after all of that, like the show Aldof is pretty much like I feel like he's contemplating suicide, because he's talking about like, kill me now, blah blah blah, come after me, if you don't I will kill you, blah blah blah. And Aldof, while all this is happening, Aldof is just so freaking awesome, and he has like literally his jacket is laced with knives, and he was like throwing knives and electrocuting roaches, and it was awesome. I love this episode, even though it was so freaking sad. It seems like the sad episodes are always the best ones, but Aldof has had a really, really messed up life, which really, really sucks. But he's still awesome. So this episode was awesome. I enjoyed watching. Well, I didn't enjoy watching this episode because it was so freaking sad. But as a whole, this episode was awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of Aldof's powers, because Aldof I don't know, he might have risen in the ranks to being my favorite character, but I still like the other ones too. The other ones are pretty awesome too. So, as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. It didn't have, like, it had so much content, but the content was so little. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they said so much without saying really anything. That's what makes this episode awesome. I just feel so, I have so much, my heart goes out to Aldof, because that really freaking sucks. And I have heard some interesting things are about to happen, and then, like, coming episodes having to do with Aldof. Hopefully it gets animated, but this show is going to be so freaking awesome. So, as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg.